Welcome back to News Across Nigeria and in the southwest region of the country. To the power sector, the transmission company of Nigeria is to commence the planned replacement of 132 kVA lines around the IKEDC axis of the state. And joining us to shed more light on the proposed exercise is the Chief Technical Officer of IKEDC Electric, Mr. Olajide Umakwayi, who joins us to give us some more details. Thank you so much for coming on News Across Nigeria.
Thank you for having me here.
Firstly, why do we have so many areas affected?
Well, thank you. Let me just start by correcting the impression because the headline keeps saying it's blackout. It's not going to be a blackout because it's not infinite. It's a planned outage.
It's a blackout for 10 hours.
For 10 hours, yes. And no. So, you know, when you use the word blackout, what comes in the mind of people is this is an infinite outage. Okay. But back to your question. Right. The TCN reconductoring exercise, it's actually in 4 stages. Stage 1 is actually complete. And the whole essence is the Transmission Corporation of Nigeria, as part of the power infrastructure upgrades, are upgrading their lines across our side of our franchise area. Now, this stage 2 is to take the upgrade right from the Ogba injection substation, very close to Mobile, all the way down to the Alausa transmission station, where we also feed from. In between those two zones are 14 of such towers. And what they want to do is to remove, technically to replace and upgrade those conductors that you see on those high pillars. Now, in doing that, it's a live circuit. You can't work on a hot circuit. So in doing that, they need to take off power from the source, be able to lower those lines out, do what they want to do on each of the phases. And as they do that, for that duration of 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., which actually commenced this morning, it's actually commenced.
Started already.
It's already started.
So which areas are going to be affected in particular? Can you run
the areas that will be affected on the franchise area. Let me start from Magodo area, Magodo GR area. You're going to look at the Magodo have 2 areas. There's Magodo Shangisha area. There's Magodo Isheri area. Those will be affected. Ojodu will be affected. Bega axis will be affected. Part of Alausa will be affected. Part of Allen Avenue is going to be affected. Part of Okpebi will be affected. The Olushosun environment. Part of the Oregon axis will also be affected. Omole phase 1 and 2 will also be affected. So if you try and just map it aerially, you are mapping all the way from like Unilage State down axis to the FRSC Ojodu, in towards Omole, down towards Alausa, back to part of Okpebi, Allen Avenue, and down there back to Alausa. So all the down to the Oregon axis. So those are the areas that are going to be affected by these outages. And all because their source comes out from the Alausa injection substation.
What about the OPIC axis in Sherry North?
Well, the OPIC axis is, they're not going to be affected because they feed from another feeder, not on the, this expansion.
Okay, and we saw in the report that people using diesel generators and petrol generators are going to run up quite a huge bill. And it's going to be on for quite a while. Why is it going to take so long before you complete the maintenance?
Well, you know...
and how long again for our viewers?
Okay, you know, the power sector, I mean, like you all know, there's a generation part, there's a transmission part, and there's a distribution part. Yes. This expansion is being handled at the center, which is the transmission part, TCN. Now, once that source is out, everybody else will be affected. Now, because we owe it as a duty, because we are the ones closer to the customers. It's our responsibility to educate our customers and appeal to them and explain why this has to happen. It's the long-term vision that matters, because at the end of the day, everybody's clamoring for power in the country. And so when these upgrades start to happen, it's for the long-term benefit of all consumers, because this expansion program is going to allow you to be able to wheel more energy on those conductors, wheel more capacity. Those conductors are new technology conductors that can resist much heat and a lot of benefit.
How long will it take again?
It's going to be 8 weeks.
8 weeks, 2 months.
2 months. And we're collaborating to try and see whether we can shorten that, but officially it's 8 weeks.
What what are you going to do about, we hear there's a premium arrangement with areas such as Magodo. What are you going to do? What will happen to those areas? Same thing?
Well, of course, unfortunately, yes. But, you know, we have like 4 premium locations under this scheme. It's not only Magodo that is affected now. There's a River Valley estate that is also on premium. There's Omoli Phase 1 and Phase 2, and there's Magodo Shangisha that is affected. What we've done as a business just before this commenced, because, you know, it's a premium location,
yeah.
we've had engagements during the last week with the ExCos that represent them to explain and share this plan with them. It's going to be a tough one, you can because somebody that has been on electricity supply on average of 23, 24 hours for the last 2 years, all of a sudden now needs to go find his battery. Some of the batteries are dead in the generators. But like I said, it's the ultimate end that matters. This is to, at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of expansion. People are
more efficiency.
Exactly. People are yearning for more power. So at the end of the day, it's about efficiency that we're promoting it.
And we do hope we wish you the best as the exercise has begun and continues. And we hope it's concluded in a quick fashion.
We will do all within our power to ensure that. Thank you very much.
The Chief Technical Officer of IKEDC Electric, Mr. Olajide Kumapayi, to give us an insight on the exercise for power maintenance in IKEDC, some aspects of Lagos State.